When you think of Toyota cars, you probably visualize sensible sedans in airport parking lots, reliable family SUVs ferrying children to soccer practice, or unassuming Priuses silently gliding through traffic with their eco-conscious drivers. The automotive equivalent of comfortable shoes, practical, dependable, and utterly unexciting. But what you may not know about this legendary Japanese car company is that behind those seemingly mundane vehicles stands an empire generating $52 billion in annual profit, the largest sum ever recorded by any Japanese company in history. This isn't just a corporation, but a family dynasty spanning 3 centuries, 5 generations, and an industrial revolution that fundamentally transformed global manufacturing. In today's episode of Old Money Luxury, we tell the titanic Toyota tale of how a single family from the rice fields of Shizuoka Prefecture built a mechanical colossus, as we describe, the Toyota family, Japan's $50 billion automotive empire. Make no mistake about it, the Toyota family represents the absolute pinnacle of automotive royalty, Japan's answer to the Windsors, but with better engineering and fewer scandals. With a collective fortune of a cool $1 billion, this Japanese dynasty has built an empire that dominates global car manufacturing with the subtlety of a sumo wrestler at a ballet recital. In 2023 alone, their automotive juggernaut pumped out 9.5 million vehicles, leaving competitors choking on their hybrid exhaust fumes. At the helm stands Akio Toyoda, the great-grandson of founder Sakichi Toyoda, a man who carries his legacy like a samurai carries his sword, with unwavering determination and quiet ferocity. This automotive shogun, a veritable warrior in a business suit, stepped down as CEO in 2023, not to fade away like yesterday's smartphone, but to ascend to chairman. Brilliant strategy that. All of the power, half of the press conferences. Their $10 billion Woven City project rising from Mount Fuji's shadow is automotive theater of the highest order. While Elon Musk blasts rockets into space to compensate for something, the Toyotas are casually building a 175-acre technological playground where autonomous vehicles and AI-powered homes will make the Jetsons look positively Stone Age. When completed, 2,000 lucky souls will essentially become lab rats with excellent real estate and front-row seats to tomorrow's world. Akio commands a personal fortune of $300 to $500 million, but you won't catch him flaunting bling like a Premier League footballer after signing day. His automotive collection tells the real story. Vintage Japanese classics like the 1967 Subaru 360 that would make most billionaires yawn, but reveal a man obsessed with authenticity rather than ostentation. How refreshingly un-American in today's world of gilded excess and overcompensation. The family's maritime dabblings are equally impressive and tellingly strategic. Their 65-foot Lexus yacht slices through water with the elegance of a katana through silk, proving the Toyotas can dominate any element they fancy. Most billionaires spend weekends counting money or attending charity galas they couldn't care less about. Not our Akio. Under the pseudonym Mauricio, about as inconspicuous as Boris Johnson at a hairdresser's, he hurls himself around racetracks in the punishing Nürburgring 24 hours. The man clearly has a death wish that his PR team has rebranded as passion for innovation and hands-on leadership. Meanwhile, the family continues expanding their empire with the calculating precision of a chess grandmaster who's already seen the endgame. Their investments in hydrogen technology and autonomous systems reveal a dynasty thinking decades ahead, while their competitors struggle to plan next quarter's earnings call. The Toyota dynasty operates with the precision of their own manufacturing robots. Calculated moves, minimal wastage, maximum impact. They've built an empire that makes other automotive families look like they're playing with matchbox cars in a sandbox of mediocrity. Their continued dominance is as inevitable as morning traffic in London, unstoppable, relentless, and occasionally terrifying in its efficiency. In 1867, while America rebuilt from its civil war, a child born in the humble rice paddies of Shizuoka Prefecture would set in motion an industrial revolution that would one day challenge Detroit, Stuttgart, and Turin. Sakichi Toyoda, entered the world with none of the advantages that typically herald great fortune, yet possessed something far more valuable in modernizing Japan, a mind that refused to accept impossible as an answer. The young Toyoda's obsession with improving crude hand looms consumed his early adulthood, driving him to create Japan's first power loom in 1890, revolutionizing textile production throughout the island nation. This initial invention merely hinted at the mechanical genius lurking within Sakichi's restless imagination. A genius that would reach its fullest expression in 1924 with his automatic loom featuring a revolutionary error detection system. The automatic loom embodied a concept called jidoka, automation with a human touch, as it detected broken threads and immediately stopped itself, preventing defective fabric while eliminating wasteful material usage. This seemingly simple innovation contained the philosophical DNA that would later inform every aspect of the Toyota empire. Relentless pursuit of efficiency, coupled with almost fanatical attention to quality. Sakichi's invention proved so remarkable that in 1929, Britain's Platt brothers paid him £100,000, approximately $500,000, for the patent rights, an astronomical sum that testified to the device's value. Rather than resting on newfound wealth, Sakichi made a decision that would alter industrial history. He encouraged his son, Kichiro, to explore automobiles, at a time when cars remained exotic curiosities in Japan. "Study the automobile," he told his mechanically gifted son, recognizing that these noisy contraptions represented the future of transportation and potentially the next frontier for Japanese industry. The Toyota Automatic Loom Works, established in 1926, became not merely a successful business, but the financial springboard for an audacious leap into an industry dominated by Western manufacturers. When Sakichi died in 1930, he left behind a thriving enterprise, a revolutionary manufacturing philosophy, and a family name that would undergo a subtle transformation. Kichiro later changed the family name from Toyoda to Toyota, because the latter required 8 brushstrokes to write in Japanese, a number considered lucky, and created a more pleasant sound internationally. This orthographic alteration symbolized the family's willingness to adapt tradition for practical advantage, a quality that would repeatedly distinguish their business approach. Kichiro approached the challenge methodically, purchasing a Chevrolet and enlisting Japan's finest engineers to disassemble it completely, studying each component to understand modern manufacturing techniques. By 1937, Kichiro formally established Toyota Motor Corporation as an independent entity, transforming his father's textile fortune into the seedling of what would become the world's largest automotive manufacturer. None of the industrial giants in Detroit or Germany noticed this curious Japanese startup. After all, what threat could a textile company possibly pose to the established automotive order? The silver Toyota Corona that rolled off a ship in Los Angeles harbor in 1957 resembled a mechanical curiosity, a strange compact car from a distant island nation most Americans couldn't locate on a map. American consumers, accustomed to massive chrome-laden vehicles, regarded the diminutive Japanese import with a mixture of amusement and dismissal. Surely this toy posed no threat to proper American automobiles. This perception persisted through Toyota's early years in North America, with the company's American division selling a mere 288 vehicles in their first year. The Land Cruiser, a rugged utility vehicle with surprising capability, found a devoted following among outdoorsmen and farmers, creating a narrow beachhead in specific market segments. Serious expansion began with 1964's introduction of the redesigned Corona sedan, deliberately engineered for American conditions with increased horsepower and comfort features. Back home, with Japanese incomes rising, Toyota launched the Corolla in 1966, a compact car featuring quality construction at an affordable price. This unassuming vehicle would eventually become the best-selling automobile in history, with over 50 million units sold worldwide, an achievement that would have seemed preposterous to Detroit executives during the Corolla's modest debut. Toyota faced formidable obstacles in America: a tiny dealer network, quality issues like rust problems, and persistent skepticism about foreign-made vehicles, particularly from a former wartime adversary. Yet beneath these challenges lay extraordinary advantages: unmatched production efficiency, a culture devoted to continuous improvement, and vehicles designed with relentless focus on reliability. The tipping point came with the 1973 oil crisis, when gasoline prices quadrupled overnight and American consumers suddenly discovered compelling reasons to consider Toyota's fuel-efficient alternatives. As Detroit struggled to downsize its massive vehicles, Toyota's decades of experience building compact, efficient cars allowed rapid expansion from 3% market share in 1970 to over 8% by 1980. Encouraged by American success, Toyota executed carefully planned global expansion, establishing manufacturing facilities in key markets to overcome import restrictions and adapt vehicles to local preferences. By 1980, Toyota had transformed from exotic import to mainstream transportation option worldwide, from Australia to Europe to the Middle East. The company's growth surged through the 1980s, with profits flowing back to Japan in amounts that would have astonished early Toyota executives who had struggled to sell a few hundred cars annually in America. Toyota's relentless climb disturbed executives in Detroit, Stuttgart, and Turin, who increasingly struggled to explain why their companies couldn't match the quality, efficiency, and profitability of this once dismissed Japanese upstart. Yet amid this success, Toyota executives recognized a ceiling to their growth. They had conquered the affordable transportation market, but remained locked out of the high-margin luxury segment, dominated by BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Cadillac. In the boardrooms of Toyota City in 1986, a secret project took shape that represented the company's most audacious gamble, a plan so ambitious that it would either elevate Toyota into the global automotive elite or become the most expensive mistake in company history. In 1989, Toyota unveiled the fruits of a billion-dollar gamble that had consumed 3,000 engineers, 70 prototype vehicles, and 450 patents, a luxury division called Lexus, created to compete with the most prestigious automotive brands. The Lexus LS 400 sedan emerged as Toyota's statement of intent, a vehicle developed through obsessive pursuit of perfection, with engineers spending months reducing cabin noise by fractions of decibels and testing door sounds to achieve the perfect closing thunk. When Consumer Reports declared the LS superior to comparable Mercedes and BMW models while costing thousands less, the automotive world realized that Toyota had created a genuine luxury competitor while opening access to the industry's most profitable segment. By 2008, Toyota officially surpassed General Motors to become the world's largest automaker by volume, a symbolic changing of the guard in the global automotive hierarchy. What began as a textile machinery side project had evolved into an industrial colossus, with annual revenue exceeding $200 billion. Then came 2009's perfect storm, a global financial meltdown coinciding with plummeting sales due to spiking oil prices, and most damaging, a safety scandal involving allegations of unintended acceleration. The crisis snowballed into the recall of 8.5 million vehicles, lawsuits linking the defect to at least 37 deaths, and a $1.2 billion criminal penalty. In this existential threat, Toyota appointed Akio Toyoda, great-grandson of founder Sakichi and grandson of Kiichiro, as president, marking a return to family leadership after 14 years of professional management. Akio, described as modest with an unexpected alter ego as a race car driver competing under the pseudonym Morizo, brought a cautious attitude to navigate this turbulent period. In February 2010, Akio found himself before the United States Congress offering apologies while promising fundamental reforms, a humbling moment for the heir to Japan's greatest industrial dynasty. Behind the scenes, he initiated radical changes, decentralizing authority to regional markets and slowing expansion to refocus on product quality. Unlike most executives, Akio insisted on personally test-driving vehicles at Germany's punishing Nürburgring racetrack, once remarking he didn't like the feel of a prototype and sending engineers back to the drawing board. During development of the latest Corolla, he reportedly demanded engineers make it more exciting to drive. The turnaround proved successful. By 2015, Toyota reclaimed its position as the world's most valuable automaker and posted record profits approaching $18 billion. Throughout his tenure, Akio balanced preserving Toyota's traditional strengths while pushing toward more emotional designs, famously declaring, "No more boring cars." As competitors embraced splashy announcements about electric vehicles and autonomous driving, Akio maintained Toyota's characteristic caution, remarking that Toyota is a company that will last 100 years. This patient approach drew criticism, yet reflected the family's multi-generational perspective, sacrificing short-term headlines for long-term substance. In the 2024 fiscal year, Toyota posted record profits of 5.35 trillion yen, approximately $52 billion, the first time any Japanese company exceeded 5 trillion yen, cementing Toyota's status as Japan's corporate crown jewel. During this period, Toyota produced nearly 10 million vehicles and recorded 10.3 million sales, an achievement all the more remarkable for occurring during supply chain disruptions and geopolitical instability. The Toyota Group stands as one of the world's largest conglomerates, encompassing not just Toyota Motor Corporation, but a vast network including Toyota Industries, parts makers like Denso and Aisin, and dozens of other companies. The empire extends beyond automotive manufacturing. Toyota holds significant stakes in other automakers, including 20% of Subaru, 5% in Mazda, and smaller portions of Suzuki and Isuzu. Despite tremendous scale, the Toyota family maintains remarkable control. The Toyota family owns less than 8% of Toyota stock, yet remains very much in control through a distinctive ownership structure, balancing family authority with professional management. In 2023, Akio Toyoda stepped down as CEO while remaining chairman, passing operational leadership to Koji Sato while retaining strategic oversight, maintaining family connection without requiring direct family management. Even as Toyota dominates today's automotive landscape, the company invests billions in tomorrow's technologies, committing $70 billion to develop 30 electric vehicle models by 2030. Toyota's hybrid technology, pioneered with the Prius in 1997, dominated this segment with 3.7 million hybrid vehicles sold last year alone, representing 1/3 of total sales. Perhaps most emblematic of the family's visionary thinking is Woven City, a living laboratory near Mount Fuji led by Akio's cousin Daisuke Toyoda that aims to create a prototype city where autonomous vehicles, robotics, and artificial intelligence support human flourishing. From Sakichi's automatic loom to Kichiro's passenger cars to Eiji's production system to Akio's digital transformation, each generation of Toyotas has reimagined the company while maintaining its essential character. A remarkable feat spanning 3 centuries. The Toyota narrative reveals an unexpected truth: that sustainable industrial fortunes arise less from disruptive genius than from disciplined refinement across generations, with each family leader adding distinct layers to their predecessor's foundation. While Western business mythologies celebrate maverick entrepreneurs and quarterly profits, the Toyota family has demonstrated how institutional memory and cultural values create more enduring prosperity than charismatic leadership or financial engineering. And now we'd like to see you in the comments. What do you think other industries could learn from the Toyota family's approach to building multi-generational success? Thank you for watching another episode of Old Money Luxury, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.